right, so we are back with day 15, which I did just realize on my thumbnails. I was looking back at the other videos. I did put 15 on the last thumbnail, and I don't really care enough to change it, but I did notice. So, before I get a comment saying that, see, this is debate you into saying that because I really want to comment. Please, for the love of Christ. Regardless though, today's person was Iron Man. Mostly because a bit of a niche pull, but Iron Man Armored Adventures, absolutely fire show from my childhood. Could not tell you what happened in a single episode. And looking back on it, it kind of looks really ugly. I'm not even gonna lie, but I don't know because I was looking at Benton, like the drawing from yesterday, and then I was like, what other shows from my childhood do I remember? And of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Iron Man was there. Um, This is kind of a more dynamic pose. I think generally the anatomy was correct, like all of that was fine, but the hands were very lazy. Um, I don't know. I didn't really feel like drawing hands for like an hour. Yeah, getting all of like the bits and pieces of armor is very weird. It's just a very like oddly specific kind of task where it's like, how exactly do you get to do that? Like what exactly is it that you do? Right? But again, I think I again still generally fared fine. The issue is every single picture of Iron Man available on Google looked different from the other one, so I would keep looking back to reference it, and then realize I'm looking at the wrong picture. So that was a really fun problem. Um, you know, some of you may be saying, well, Gideon, why wouldn't you just like go and like put the image you're referencing like in another tab and then like so that'd be the only thing on your monitor when you looked up? Like, wouldn't that make like way more sense? Wouldn't that be like way smarter? It would be, and you'd be correct, and that would be a really smart decision. But also, suck my nuts, dude. Like that's stupid. Fuck you, right? Like that's stupid. Because see, that would make sense. And I don't like doing that. You can see here I'm just kind of struggling with the hands. They look long and they look short and they look like this and they look like that. I don't know. Again, by the end it looks fine enough where it's like, I don't know, just don't think about it. You gotta know. That and like whatever the forearm piece is on like an Iron Man armor, it was very hard to get like a good image of it because unfortunately Iron Man's like really cool thing is that he has like the little beams coming from his hands. Here's the little problem. Those beams that come from his hands cover up his forearms, so that means I have no idea what they look like from a side angle, which I think also really messed up the way the arms looked because it was just like ugh. And that and also finding a shade of gold. Now that we're moving a little more into like the line art stage and trying to get that done. Trying to find a shade of gold that was like very I don't know, I guess just gold adjacent was very weird. I don't know, like I ended up having to change it halfway through because the one that I ended up choosing was like this weird. I don't know, it was like it wasn't quite yellow. It wasn't quite green. It was just it was weird. It was just kind of all over the place. But of course we figured it out. I can see here my hatred of the foot anatomy is very prominent. Um, but yeah, so we should be again. Generally, it was just kind of weird to like because just armor. Like whenever you draw armor, it's very weird because it's like if you move your body around, how does it change with you? It's a very weird challenge. Because with clothes, like they like conform in a certain way. With armor, it kind of like sits in place, just kind of in a different position. So I don't know. Very odd and interesting. But it's almost like that's the point of the series to like get better at drawing. Yeah. With this, I did end up just coloring everything red and then everything gold and everything like just kind of did all of it. Just so I could see like how the colors would look in the end. So that did lead to a couple changes here and there and like stuff like that. Like adding a little more red and gold, a little more this and that, just kind of touching it up so that it feels more complete, I guess, is the way to put it. Because the issue is if you put it all gold, then it's too prominent. If you put it all if you put it all red, it's too prominent. So the one consistent that I could find generally is that normally the actual like helmet, that part is typically gold, and then the other head shape that's typically yellow. And then normally the biceps are also yellow, and then there's normally some lining everywhere around. Yeah, you can see this is much more of a I guess I don't know. It's like more of a it's just a stupid looking color if I'm being honest. You know, watch out for the tier list rating every single hexadecimal code. If this video gets 100,000 views, I'll do that. But yeah, you can see here I'm kind of fiddling with the armor and the gauntlets and all this stuff. Where it's just like, what exactly does an Iron Man look like? You know, I gotta say, in terms of Iron Man more broadly, I love the first Iron Man movie, and the amount that I hate that Marvel is still making movies with Iron Man without Iron Man, it pisses me off to, I would say, an unreasonable extent. Just 'cause it's like, man, Robert Downey Jr. is just too good at his job, man. Like, cause it's it's kind of like being like the fifth president of the United States, where it's like all of like the greats are gone, and now you're just left with like, oh, it's this dude, I guess. Like nobody really knows you and nobody gives a shit. Right, and at this point, kind of all the hype's died down, and like all of the people that you were there for are gone. So now you're just left with you know dumbass McGee and dumbass Magoo. That's just kind of how it feels watching a Marvel movie without without the Avengers, like without the big guys. But yeah, no, I remember because it was Iron Man Armored Adventures, Iron Man 1. A big fan of what was another good. There was Avengers Assemble. I think that was I remember that has super cool art style. I think it's very distinctive. Um, Maybe tomorrow will be like Spider Man or something. Because I guess you'll never guess who my favorite superhero is. It's not Iron Man, and I'll give you one more guess. It's most definitely Spider Man, mostly because he is just he's so cool. He's just one of those guys where it's like, and he knows, like it's just the presence that he has is just so fun. Because he's always just such a goofball, and I enjoy that so much. I hate it when superheroes are like super serious and like very stoic, because that makes it so that anytime Spider-Man does get serious, it actually feels more impactful, right? Because like that's why I really hate like edgy characters that are just like always they're always like brooding or whatever. It's like, dude, it's just like this has to get boring at some point, you know? I don't know. I guess it's the same with depressed people. Like honestly, they're just so annoying. Like if you're depressed right now, you should feel bad because like most people around you, they probably think you're a burden. Like, because that's what I would think. Like if you were depressed around me, I would think that you're a burden. You know? Oh God. Yeah. Gaslighting depressed people into killing themselves is it's a great pastime. I would say. I don't know. Regardless, I know another piece of Iron Man media that's I'd say it's a little weirder of a pull is I really liked the Iron Man versus Lex Luthor death battle. I don't know why I liked it so much, but I've probably rewatched that video like 5 or 10 times, just because I don't know. There's just something about that specific death battle was just so intriguing to me. Maybe it was the script. Maybe I just thought the script was really funny. I honestly couldn't tell you, but I don't know. That and the whatever endochrome armor, like his weird gray one. I thought that was also like pretty sick. But in terms of like the actual, you know, drawing to get back to it, not just me gushing about Iron Man for 10 minutes, which I mean that's normally what these videos devolve into. Um, I thought he looked fine. I think the bicep armor looks a little weird on the left side. I don't know. I think obviously the hands look a little subpar. But yeah, no, I mean, probably could have done a little better on the kneecap, like just stuff like that, where it's like, meh, you know, whatever. Yeah, again, probably could have made the thigh muscle on the right side a little more pronounced. Again, just little stuff like that. But yeah, this was fun to draw. It's fun to draw. Always nice to draw a character I enjoy drawing. I really like the little beams of light that follow his motion. But yeah, no, so that will basically do it for this video. Um, I don't know. I guess I'll keep trying to think up what to draw for tomorrow, especially considering I have more time. I'll think of something. But if I don't, please make sure to comment something for me to do tomorrow. Like, subscribe, other calls to action. I will see you in the next video. Bye.